Welcome everybody, share number 947. We're learning today Le'iloi Nishmas Moshe Dov Ben Rabban Zisel, Le'iloi Nishmas Blima Bas Ramosha, and L'Refuah Shalema Miriam Chaya Esther Bas Sarah, Shtakav Refuah Shalema B'Soich Shachol Yisrael. Getting back to our malacha of MAKEH B'PATISH. So we are basically holding on our last gezerah that we've been talking about. We mentioned roughly there's 6 gezeros midrabanan, various different things that can't be done in conjunction with MAKEH B'PATISH and Tikkun Mana, and we are on the last one, which is basically folding clothing, folding garments, and the like, possibly folding paper, which we'll see. Okay, so we started talking last time in reference to that there are 5 conditions. Real quickly, just to go through the 5 conditions that we mentioned in order to be able to fold something on Shabbos. We said number 1, it has to be for Baybayim, for Shabbos itself. We mentioned also it has to be done by one person. We said it has to be a new garment, something that was not washed, not dry clean. Well, not washed in general, not dry clean, but a new garment. Dry clean could be open for discussion, but we have to see that it has to be also white, like a talus, and not something dark, and also it has to be whereby a person has nothing else to wear. That's the only one that they have. Now, before we go further, I just want to go through an interesting thing that the Mishbura says, Agavorcha. And in the end of Sifkat and Yud Tes, our Siman again is Siman Shin Beis, and it's Sif Gimel. In Yud Tes, we mentioned in the Mechaber, we mentioned last time also that V'yesh Mish Omer de Lakaploi Shaloi Keseder. If somebody folds let's say for example a talus, you fold it backwards. You don't fold it in the regular way, on the regular seder that the person usually does. Let's say you're doing it backwards. So it's mutter b'chol inyan. He brings down does a mechaber v'ner and devarv. Okay. The Mishabur brings down over there in Sifkat and Yotes that Lemaisa v'chein stamu, ha'achronim ladina, that Lemaisa, that's the din. We call Malka Misha writes alachmer, what it wants to be machmir, to, like 100%, if you want to say, alatzmai, to be machmir on themselves, shaloi lekapel klal. They shouldn't fold it at all. Vaday adif, that would be even better. He says, he brings that from the machzis hashekel. So we want to see how that is going to work. What exactly does that mean? If somebody takes off their talis, good, I don't fold it backwards, I just throw it down. I mean, where do we draw the line? Is it a bazayin? We'll have to talk about that. But before we get to that, I just want to go through a different inyan. We started talking about the inyan of hachana, a little bit preparation. If somebody does something and that action that they do is a preparation for the week, you're not allowed to do it on Shabbos. So the Mishabur just throws in Agavurcha in the end of Sifkat and Yutes, and here and there the Mishabur does do that. That'll bring up a certain thing just real quickly in a couple of lines, like, by the way, a certain halacha, and it's important halacha. This halacha he brings down over here is a little bit out of the realm of folding garments in general, but it's a very important thing, and it come out every single week. So I just want to go through it real quickly since it's right we're at. So he says like this as Mishabura. He says Matzian esamitas in reference to making the beds, right? And make it reference to making the beds, fixing up the beds, straightening out the beds. Matzian esamitas milel Shabbos l'Shabbos in reference to making the beds from Friday night to Shabbos. He says lechatchila toiv yoyse sheyatzia me erev Shabbos. Best thing one should do it from erev Shabbos. In other words, don't if somebody for whatever reason they have beds, let's say that won't be slept on, or they want to just have it nice or whatever. So to make the beds for the next morning, for whatever the reason is, let's say somebody has like a couch covering, couch covers, these type of things. So they want to fix it up, spread it out, put it out nice, very nice. It's a good thing to do, a nice thing for Shabbos, but you should do it erev Shabbos. L'chatchila, one should try and do that erev Shabbos and not wait till Friday night to be able to do it for Shabbos morning. Now, for example, a person has guests coming or whatever, so they want to spread out this thing. Do it erev Shabbos. You didn't do it erev Shabbos. You could do it. You could still do it on Shabbos for Shabbos morning. In other words, Friday for Shabbos morning. Now, he says, but one has to be careful. Right? The person wants to say, well, I slept in my bed, so now I'll make my bed. There's no reason why I have to make my bed. I just want to have it good for Motzi Shabbos. Have people coming, it should look nice for Motzi Shabbos. For Shabbos, it doesn't matter. The room is closed, nobody goes there. It's nothing, it's no problem at all. But I want to get it ready. I want to set it up. I want to fix my bed, straighten out the sheets, the covers, and maybe on the couches, put covers, these type of things. For Motzi Shabbos, I'm going to guests coming after Shabbos. So that you can't do. That's called hachana. Avol ein motziin mishabbos lemotzei Shabbos. One cannot get their beds ready, set them up, straighten out the bed, straighten out the sheets, or couch covers, all these type of things to get it ready for Motzi Shabbos. That we don't do because that is called hachana. You're getting ready, you're doing an action on Shabbos itself, preparing for the weekday. But now he brings down, Mishmur does bring down an important thing to keep in mind. If for whatever reason the person has beds, right? Not for whatever reason they have beds, we all have beds, but the person has a bed and it's standing, let's say, in the house or in a place where people might see and so on. And it just looks disgusting. It doesn't look nice. It's all messed up, sheets all messed up, just slept in them or whatever. Somebody got up, right? And everything is thrown around, sheets are thrown around. It just doesn't look nice. It's mamsha bezoyin for Shabbos. So he brings down, he does say that it's in the house, in other words, like in the house type of thing, as opposed to so much the bedroom. But the bottom line, let's say like a couch, for example. Right, and the couch coverings are thrown over, and it doesn't look nice. If it's going to stay like that, it's mamish. It's a disgusting thing. It's not nice for the Shabbos b'chlal. So it comes out. Then he says mutalatzia. Then one would be allowed to make those cases the mikrei tzarich Shabbos, because that is considered a tzarich Shabbos. You want it to look nice, push it for Shabbos. And lemais, even if it's bothers a person, my beds are all messed up, sheets thrown here, this pillow, whatever. It's just a bezoin for Shabbos. It's bothering me. It's like the whole, it messes up the whole Shabbos. It's a bezoin for Shabbos, so that will be considered a tzarich Shabbos to make it. But if it's something just a bed, I'm doing it specifically, strictly only for Motzei Shabbos or for Sunday or whatever, and it doesn't bother me at all. It's locked up in the room, this, that. So then one has to be careful not to make the beds. Okay, so I just want to read the lashon from the Sefer Eitzei Halachos, how he brings it down l'maisa that it's l'chayra, like we said, the bias, the way the Mishabura brings it down. That this is how he explains it. Hamita b'Shabbos l'motzei Shabbos. You can't straighten out your bed for Motzei Shabbos. Im ein daitai lishain aleha ad l'motzei Shabbos, because if your person is not going to sleep there till Motzei Shabbos, so what do you have to straighten out your bed? It's in the bedroom, nobody sees. Fine. Mishum achana mishabbos l'chol. That's considered preparing from Shabbos for the week to the weekday. Mikol makom, like he says, he brings a Sefer Eitzei Halachos from that Mishabura. Mikol makom im amita imedis b'cheder shador sham. If the bed or couch covers, let's say, is in a place where people are there, they're going in. What does it mean that people are living there? Shador sham, v'yoytzev v'nechnas sham. People go in and out. They it might not be that you're sitting there the whole time, but you go in and out. V'yesh bizayin uganai. Sometimes the person has a bed also in a place whereby it's visible, something like that. So then v'yesh bizayin uganai lahaniach kach b'lei latzi, and not to make that bed or to fix up that couch, put down the covers or whatever. So it's a ganai and it's a bezayin for Shabbos. Then we're going to say mutalatzia. One would be allowed to make those beds or fix the couch covers and so on. Shazel gam ken letzarich Shabbos u'lechavoidoi. Leil Shabbos is mutalatzia and mitos l'Shabbos. Also leil Shabbos, you can make the beds for Shabbos itself. That's not considered hachana for the chol, because you're doing Shabbos to Shabbos itself. Even though the Mishbura we saw said l'chatchila, if you could try and do it before. So he brings us a Sefer Eitzei Halachos on the bottom from various different achronim, Avram Shulchan Aruch, Rav, so on. The Aguda. So he brings like this: I'll call upon him Erev Shabbos is mutter b'Shabbos. If somebody, I need it for Shabbos morning. So if somebody didn't have a chance to do it Erev Shabbos, right? Let's say like the couch covers and these type of things. So then it's mutter on Shabbos. Vein less mishum shahir yochel hatzia Erev Shabbos. The hatzia ain't tikkun klal. It's an interesting thing he brings down. It doesn't fall under the guidelines of tikkun when we're talking about folding clothing and on the line and so on. These type of things, which we're going to continue talking about. That's a question of tikkun mana and so on. But over here is a question of hachana, rak inyan hachana, in other words, preparations. Shabbos, but if you're doing it for covered Shabbos, arehu meichin the Shabbos, umutter, it says it's basically you're doing it for Shabbos itself, and it's not considered preparations for the week. Now, just to end off, he does bring down, there's a Sefer Eitzei Halachos from the Ktsois HaShulchan, very interesting, who says a little bit different, but he says like this, that this whole isser of getting beds ready possibly for tomorrow or whatever, for tonight on Shabbos. So he says in those days they used to Yeshem the Dafka Hatsos Begodim Al Hamita Shebizmanei Lishna Le Mizasa Shakar Mekasas Loy Hay Menach Malamita. They used to take off the blankets and the pillows. There was a whole thing and a special cover. So over there it's a more of a doing a lot more work. But by us he says Aval Bismanei Shakar Mekasas Munachim Tamid Alamitas. By us we just have the pillows and the covers are always on the bed and the person gets up in general. You make your bed. It's mutal l'sadram yafam yafa acha sheni lefarish aleim mechasa. In other words, a person usually gets up. They fix the pillow, they fix the covers a little bit. It's not even in a room, even in a bedroom where nobody's going to go. When it's going to be seen and people in and out and so on, then for sure you're allowed to make. That's not the question. But even he wants to bring from the Ksais HaShulchan that even in a regular place, a regular bedroom where nobody's going to be going in, I feel b'cheder she'enoi dor sham, that nobody's going to be there, nobody's going to see. It's not going to be a bezayin im yamid kach if you leave it messed up. Even over there, because he says the regular way, like the regular derech of a person. They get up, they fix their pillows, they fix their covers or whatever. They just make the bed real quickly. It's a quick thing. So he says that why should Shabbos be any different? You make it. It should be nice over there, and that's it. That's like the regular way. Like a person gets up from the bed, so they just fix up the pillow a little and the blanket a little. That's all. It's not like the avodah they used to do years ago. It's more of a job that they did. So that was already preparations. But over here, he won't say b'shem d'ksais hashulchan. There is such a concept that it's just the regular derech that the person gets up and they fix up the pillow and blankets a little, they put out the covers a little bit quickly, so it would not be a problem even if nobody's going in there. Okay, so if people do that, there's definitely yesh amilismach. He brings the ksais hashulchan. Thank you for listening. Atzlach and bracha, kol tov.